big day on Oklahoma's own News on 6. Oklahoma's own News on 6 starts now.
Following Wednesday's mass shooting, St. Francis is offering grief and trauma services to all staff. More details on the services coming up.
Storms are underway this morning and continue to track through the I-40 corridor. I'll let you know when they're going to move out, but why this pattern will stick around.
In Tulsa, police arrest a man they said made threats at Hillcrest Hospital. What they say the suspect said still ahead. Welcome to 6 in the morning at 4:30 on this Monday. I'm Dave Davis in for Tess Monty. We want to turn it right over to Alan Crone, who's in the Bob Mills Weather Center.
Yeah, good morning. Stephen and I have been tracking these storms for many hours, and it's been bumpy, and we still have quite a few of them across part of northern and eastern Oklahoma. Now, the good news for the metro, now we're not totally finished, but we're easing up a little bit around Tulsa right now after a really bumpy night. A lot of power outages are underway. We had some 50, 60 mile per hour winds, even close to 70 in some spots, just a little bit west of the Lake Skagit area. This is the current radar scope showing you where the stronger storms are located, just a little bit south of Tulsa along the I-40 corridor. And these are continuing to drop to the east-southeast pretty rapidly at about 40 to 50 miles per hour. And I want to state this entire area is extremely electrical. A lot of cloud to ground lightning. So as these continue to drop south, 40 and 50 mile per hour winds are going to be likely along this. And every once in a while, one of these storm cells may pulse up and produce winds that would trigger a severe thunderstorm warning. The last severe thunderstorm warning was around the Kearney area and Cushing. That's just dropped off. But these are very strong storms. So 45, 55 mile per hour wind gusts would be easily obtainable. And they're dropping a little bit to the south of east. So heavy rainfall as well, Muskogee, Shakota, Eufaula. And right now, stronger storms are located right in this general area around the Eufaula, Shakota area. There's also a possibility for basically the first time this morning that we're seeing the hail size starting to come up a little bit. So right along Highway 69, Shakota to Eufaula, and then back to the Okmulgee area. The potential for some hail increasing with 50 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts in spots and extremely heavy rain. We are tracking storms. We have Vaughn and Brandon out this morning. We're going to take a look at what they're seeing and what you can anticipate for the rest of the day. That's coming up in our next update.
Thank you, Alan. New this morning, just days after the mass shooting at St. Francis, Tulsa police arrest a man they say made threats to shoot up Hillcrest Medical Center. News on 6's Reagan Ledbetter explains what the suspect said. Police say, Reagan?
Police say Matthew Starkle was at the hospital Saturday claiming to have back pain and said if he didn't get his pain meds, he would do what happened at St. Francis. The arrest report for Starkle says a nurse called 911 saying a man at the hospital was making threats to do what happened at St. Francis Hospital. It says Starkle was a patient and started talking loudly about needing back surgery. It says Starkle said, quote, "I better get pain meds after back surgery. If I don't get pain meds, I will do what the other guy did the other day. I would shoot up someone if I didn't get pain meds." Police say Starkle told officers he was referring to the mass shooting at St. Francis last Wednesday, where a gunman murdered 4 innocent people before shooting and killing himself. Now, Starkle was arrested for terrorism hoax. Records show he pled guilty to forgery in 2008 and was given a deferred sentence. He was also arrested for drugs in 2008. Reagan Ledbetter, Oklahoma's own News on 6.
Thank you, Reagan. A fundraiser for the families of the St. Francis victims has already raised more than $25,000. Tulsa Crime Stoppers partnered with Mythic Press to sell T-shirts. Crime Stoppers said they sold more than 2,000 shirts in the first 24 hours. Anyone who wants to buy the shirt can find the fundraiser on Facebook or on Mythic Press's website. The shirts will ship later this month. Family and friends are remembering one of the victims murdered in that mass shooting on the St. Francis campus last week. One of Dr. Preston Phillips' patients, Art Giles, says he made an impact so great it gave him his life back. Giles says after going through several failed treatments, Dr. Phillips was able to successfully operate on his back. He says he was heartbroken to hear the person who changed his life isn't here anymore.
I lost somebody who let me live again. And I'll never forget that.
Giles' partner, Linda, was also a patient of Dr. Phillips and says she and Giles are honored to have met him. Mental health resources are being offered to all staff with the St. Francis Health System following last week's mass shooting inside the Natalie Medical Building. News on 6's Cal Day joins us in the newsroom with more on these opportunities. Cal.
Well, Dave, good morning. The Oklahoma State Medical Association and Tulsa County Medical Society are teaming up to offer support to all of the hospital's healthcare professionals. The Physician Wellness Program previously started back in 2020 to help doctors deal with stress and also burnout. Now the program is being offered to all staff with St. Francis to help with grief and trauma support at no cost to anyone who works inside that complex. The program offers up to 8 free one-hour counseling sessions with a psychologist. Organizers are hopeful the expansion to all staff at St. Francis can help provide relief.
Often, all people, physicians included, need to talk to someone, and we would much rather have this availability instead of, seeing a small problem become a large problem.
And anyone interested or in that program and working at St. Francis can log on to their website to learn how to access that program. Cal Day, Oklahoma's own News on 6.
Cal, thank you. Deputies say a child is saved after a 3-hour standoff between several law enforcement agencies and a woman in Inola. Officers went to the house Saturday after getting a call from an 8-year-old who said their mother was threatening to shoot them. Police say when they got to the house, the woman refused to come outside with the child. Police eventually entered the home and got the child to safety.
That's always a hard situation for us. Most of us all have kids of our own. We kind of have to keep our composure and our main goal is to make sure everybody goes home safe.
Deputies say the woman is in custody. Her name has not been released. Mass shootings in Philadelphia and Chattanooga, Tennessee are among at least 8 reported in cities across the country over the weekend after mass shootings at an elementary in Uvalde, Texas, a supermarket in Buffalo, New York, and here on the St. Francis campus. Demands for change are growing. In Washington, D.C., Senate Democrats and Republicans say they're seeing progress in new gun legislation talks.
It feels to me like we are closer than we've been since I've been in the Senate.
There are more Republicans at the table talking about changing our gun laws and investing in mental health than at any time since Sandy Hook. Now, I've also been part of many failed negotiations in the past, so I am sober-minded about our chances.
Lawmakers say they hope to reach a tentative agreement this week. Troopers say a McAllister man is dead and 3 children were sent to the hospital after a head-on crash in Pittsburgh County. Investigators say Brian Smith was driving south on State Highway 113 around 10 o'clock Saturday night when he crossed the center line, swerved back, and hit a truck head-on. Smith was pronounced dead at the scene. Troopers say the driver and 4 passengers in the truck, including 2 8-year-olds and an 11-year-old, were all taken to the hospital. A major road project is scheduled to begin today in Owasso. Heads up, ODOT will start work to replace the Highway 169 bridge over 76th Street North. There will be lane closures in both directions through fall of next year and on 76th Street North underneath the highway as needed. This is all part of a project to eventually widen Highway 169 through Owasso. And to give us a heads up how we can get through the morning here weather-wise, Alan Crone is here.
And Stephen Nairn's also tracking storms this morning. Here's Jinx, and we're going to have early this morning a lot of ominous-looking clouds and still storms nearby. Then they'll move away. We'll have partly cloudy conditions, a little sunshine for the second half of the day. We'll rebound to about 85, maybe 86 in spots. The winds are going to change direction quite a bit. Mostly a 10 to 15 mile per hour wind. Occasionally, we get a 20 mile per hour gust. By the afternoon, it'll be just slightly muggy, but not terribly muggy. So here's the radar locally for the Tulsa Metro. We're kind of easing up on this just a little bit, but to the south, it's a little different. So here's Muskogee, Chakotah, and Warner, and strong storms that are located between Eufaula and Chakotah moving to the east-southeast. There's also additional storms around Panama and Spiro, and more storms out to the north-northwest. So Stephen has a track for us here. This is going to be near Enterprise pretty quickly at 447. I mean, it's 439 right now, and then the Kyoto area at 507. This storm has the potential for a lot of lightning, heavy rainfall, and some hail. Some 50 mile per hour winds will be a possibility as well. Areas to the west of that, we still have a couple of storms here around Kearney and Wellston. We think a lot of this over the next hour or two will start to ease up just a little bit. And then areas to the north, we have some rain that's still underway, Veneta, Adair, and Pryor, and just a couple of storms that will try to redevelop around the Bartlesville area this morning. Vaughn Castor is out this morning very quickly. Vaughn, your update and what you're experiencing this morning.
Yeah, I'm on Highway 51B, which is just west of Porter, and there's been a lot of rain, as we know, and this area floods quite a bit, Alan, but still a lot of lightning in the area. Winds have let up quite a bit, but just be careful about those low water crossings. Back to you.
All right, Vaughn, appreciate it. Brandon Wells, last check around the Coweta area. Brandon, good morning. Your report this morning.
Yeah, Alan, well, right now here in Coweta, we're just getting some light to occasionally moderate rainfall at times. The winds have been in the average from 5 to 10 miles an hour, so we're faring off better than we were this morning. I would like to reiterate what Vaughn said. If you're getting out this morning, just be careful of those low water crossing areas that flood normally, and just the limb debris that's been scattered throughout some of the area. Alan.
Yeah, good call. Lots of tree limbs and spots this morning. You may encounter those. Darker shade of green. Probability continues for at least the next 2 to 3 hours. Starts to wind down. And then 80 at noon this afternoon. A sunshine cloud mix, 85 to 86. And Dave, we do this pattern all over again late tonight and tomorrow morning, and really for several days this week. I'll have more straight ahead.
Chances coming up. Thank you, Alan. 441. The pools are open in Tulsa, but the city is experiencing a shortage of lifeguards. How this is impacting pool season and how you or someone you know could help. And the city of Tulsa giving people the chance to pay unpaid or overdue parking tickets at no additional costs. How this can benefit Tulsans next.
Say Channel 53 on your Contour remote for news and weather when you need it from News on 6.
Beat inflation with lower prices at Sunshine Furniture. Pay less for name brands and get the best selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses. Good credit, bad credit, or no credit. Save big now at Sunshine Furniture.
I tried a laxative that's both gentle and fast.
Great tasting Dulcolac Soft Chews works naturally with the water in your body in as little as 30 minutes. Puts you comfortably in control. Dulcolac Soft Chews.
It started somewhere between a cuddle and a struggle. It's the side hug. Tween milestones like this may start at age 9.
HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then, too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for others, it can cause certain cancers later in life. Welcome! Hi. Now, as the dad cab, it's my cue to help protect them.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next. Ask their doctor about HPV vaccination today.
Hi, I'm Corbin Robinson with Ameriflex Hose and Accessories. We have been providing performance products for over 35 years. We're a Parker distributor. We have hoses from 0 to 20,000 PSI. If we don't have it, we can usually find it for you in the same day. Ameriflex Hose and Accessories. We have the stuff that keeps you going.
Everyone's excited. Wendy's Summer Strawberry Salad is back.
I certainly am.
Crispy bacon, grilled chicken, and
fresh strawberries.
I'm aware.
It's always good to meet another super fan.
Wendy's Summer Strawberry Chicken Salad is back.
Come experience the bed of the future at Matt the Sleep Center's IntelliBed, the only bed with new gel matrix technology, giving you maximum comfort and support while reducing back pain. And going on right now, get a free power base upgrade when you buy an IntelliBed mattress. That's a savings of up to $2,400. And get 72-month no-interest financing on your new IntelliBed. Get the free power base upgrade on IntelliBed only for a limited time at Matt the Sleep Center's.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
And now please welcome Anna Montoya.
Hello there, fellow students.
Get Travis Meyer's live radar and access to storm trackers on the News on 6 weather app. Sponsored in part by Green Group Oklahoma.
Beat inflation with lower prices at Sunshine Furniture. Pay less for name brands and get the best selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses. Good credit, bad credit, or no credit. Save big now at Sunshine Furniture.
If you have unpaid parking tickets, listen up. The city of Tulsa is offering amnesty this week for all outstanding fines. News on 6's Autumn Bracey joins us in the newsroom with how Tulsans can benefit. Autumn?
Well, Dave, starting today and throughout the rest of the week, parking tickets can be paid with no late fee penalty or court costs. Right now, the city says it has about 82,000 unpaid parking tickets. Payments can be made at City Hall and at the Municipal Courts building near 5th and Denver. Chief Resilience Officer Krista Reyes says they want to be a resource to people who may be struggling financially. This amnesty service is a part of the city's Resilient Tulsa strategy. Now, if you can't pay the full amount, you can be connected to a payment plan or work with the city's Financial Empowerment Center.
Parking tickets happen, these types of things happen, but we don't want a parking ticket to turn into something that's disproportionate to the offense. If someone has, unpaid fees and it piles up, and then it creates a burden on other financial choices they have to make.
Next week, Tulsans can take care of traffic tickets or other violations without penalty. The city says about 108,000 of these violations have not been paid. Autumn Bracey, Oklahoma's Own, News on 6.
Thank you, Autumn. The city of Tulsa opened its pools over the weekend, but a shortage of lifeguards means limited access. The city says they have 14 certified lifeguards right now. They need 25 to be fully staffed, so 11 more. That means only 2 pools will be open a day, with certain locations across town open on different days. The city parks department says they're looking for full-time employees, but they're willing to work with different schedules.
From the Bob Mills Weather Center, the Oklahoma weather expert, Alan Crone.
I tell you, we need a little sunshine to warm up that water temperature. It's still on the cool side. Rain, shower, storms underway this morning. In some spots, it is heavy rainfall. We've had 50, 60-mile-per-hour winds last night. So as you're out early this morning, you may encounter some tree limbs, lots of small, leaves on the roadway. And Brandon Wells has seen a lot of that. And near Coweta, lots and lots of lightning still underway. Von Castor is around the Porter vicinity. He's been traveling all night long, tracking some of those storms. There's still some pretty heavy thunderstorm activity, but it should start to settle down just a little bit in the next hour and a half to 2 hours. So let me share the radar. Here in Tulsa, now I don't think we're totally finished between now and 8 o'clock, but our probability is dwindling. So you can see some showers moving back in. The convective cells that we're tracking right in this general area. There's some pretty heavy thunderstorm activity right now. The stronger storms are located around Olmogi and Henrietta, and also from Muskogee to Eufaula. In this zone, the potential for some hail, winds at 40 to 50 miles per hour, and just a lot of lightning. And Stephen Ayers has been tracking these thunderstorms. Stephen, give us a quick update on the track, where you think these are headed.
So there's the track on that heavier cell that is over Eufaula. And again, there's the potential, Alan, for some very, very gusty winds. I mean, a lot of the radar indicated winds have been higher than what we've seen reach the surface, but there could still be some 40, 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That goes Stigler 450, so that's a few minutes. Keota 5 o'clock, Quinton 5 o'clock, and Kinta 5:07. And then that's going to move into northern LaFleur County just after the 5 o'clock hour. A lot of power outages too. There's been tons of lightning with these storms overnight. A lot of cloud to ground strikes. Still showing here recently about 4,500 customers without power. Tulsa County, a lot of that has been in southern portions of the county, but it's kind of all over the metro. About 500 customers without power in Creek County, and then Adair County, about 500 customers without power. And you can see some sporadic outages elsewhere. Cherokee, Delaware County, Osage County as well. Through the next about 3 hours here or so, again, this area of shower and storms continue to shift further south from Tulsa down to the I-40 corridor. By mid to late morning, we'll start to get a break before, well, we crank it back up again later on.
So the temperature trend, 80 at noon. Thanks, Stephen. 84 to 85 by the 3 o'clock hour. And there will be some sunshine, but this morning clouds. And then this pattern is going to repeat itself late tonight, especially tomorrow morning through midday. It may not be quite the early morning wake-up call we had this morning, but it still might be early enough that it's going to impact the Tuesday morning commute. And we have just broadly based this. Again, see that darker shade of green? That would be the possibility for another kind of loosely held storm complex to roll into part of our area. It's a very typical pattern we see this time of the year. And this is the severe weather risk assessment for tomorrow. Right now, We're on the low side, but again, we have to kind of wait and see what happens later this afternoon on where these boundaries set up. We're in the 60s right now. The winds are going to be variable today. We'll have a north wind early on and a south wind later, and the wind speeds will be around 10 to 20. But I think, at least for most of this week, the top end wind speeds will not be nearly as strong as the last month and a half. So there's a little bit of good news there. So morning showers and storms are moving out, and I think we're going to be fine for the rest of the day. Tomorrow morning, early through about midday, we have another healthy opportunity for showers and storms, 85 for the high. Late Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, another round. Thursday into early Friday morning, the potential for another round of showers and storms, but it looks like by Friday afternoon, things will start to change. The weekend, we dry out, and it gets a little pleasant, it looks like. Saturday's highs, upper 70s, near 80.